Alright everyone, it's your boy Fernie back with another Streets and Sights of Austin video. Here in this case, going through what's going to be central Austin. Actually, we're a little bit northwest right now. And then going through central, and then maybe just a little bit south. I guess it just depends on traffic and how things look in terms of time. But yeah, just wanted to show this particular video here. So where I'm at right now is northwest Austin. This is an area that is a little bit past central Austin. I say a little bit, it's probably like 2 or 3 miles, depending on what central Austin is considered. But this is definitely a busy intersection. Lots of stuff associated with traffic and vehicles. Luckily though, it looks like right now it's not too bad. I'll show you here in a minute though if things are going to change. But the reason I wanted to show this is because this gives a great example of what Austin is like during rush hour. We're still about an hour away from real rush hour, but this is getting closer to it. So again, if you're deciding to move out over here to Austin, and I know you are, you've already got your moving van set up, boxes all set up and so on, this is what you'll face. So right now, we're going south on what's called Mopac, and then it's also called Loop 1, if I'm not mistaken. This is an area that also, just like pretty much everywhere in Austin, experienced lots of growth. And you may see it on the far left of your screen. That's the toll road. It ties into that growth. It grew so much that this traffic here would be wall-to-wall traffic until finally it was decided to have the toll road done, which is essentially taking the shoulder lane and making it into a toll road, but it still took a lot of construction. I was here during that time. I remember it took well over 5 years to finalize. Severely over time, severely over budget, to the tune of like several billion with a B, if I'm not mistaken, over budget. But it was done, and it's supposed to help with the traffic and the growth I was mentioning earlier. Here we are. Now we're getting into some of that traffic. I count my blessings, I'm not here during the 5 o'clock hour, because that's when it gets really bad. To the right, you'll see some military planes, some military vehicles as well. This is Camp Mabry, one of the largest camps in the Texas area. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it started with Johnson, with President Johnson, because he was here in the Austin area, or taught nearby the Austin area. This was his secondary home. This was before he became president. Yep, sure enough, now we're in the traffic. So this is what I was referring to. But imagine this stretching back and back and back to where we just drove. And that's essentially Austin traffic. Now the toll road does help. There's definitely a good sense of cars that are being used there. But I don't frequent this area enough. It's been a while actually since I've been in this location. So in my case, it doesn't make sense for me to have any toll road. But I will need to get to the left-hand lane. By the way, eventually here in Austin, you become a pro at handling tougher traffic. It's almost like New Yorkers, the way they handle their honking and swerving in and out and braking and speeding fast. Here you kind of get used to it as well. So it surprises a lot of the people, the country folk, especially that move out here for the better job opportunities. In their case, they didn't see any of this out there. And I know it because I've been to those country areas for my ghost hunts. I swear some of those cities, their population is so small that my apartment complex has more people just in those buildings alone than the actual city itself. But what can I say about this area? Let me think. I mentioned earlier it's really, really grown. Let me talk about some ghost hotspots. How about that? So around the northwest area, we actually just passed maybe about 3 or 4 minutes ago now. We passed the area that's called Anderson Lane, and that location is infamous, unfortunately, very tragically, because that's where the yogurt murders occurred, the yogurt shop murders. It's just had its unfortunate 30th year anniversary. So that is a known haunted spot. Some of the people that work there nowadays, they're very secretive about it. They don't want to talk anything about what's happening there. But yeah, the story goes that it's a little haunted because of the experience with the girls, those poor girls, and what happened to them. Another haunted spot, right where it says Westover, Northwood. Taking that exit, it'll take you eventually to the UT Austin area, and that's where there's another haunted spot, the Littlefield House. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm jogging this from memory. The Littlefield House is one that's there. There's also a Wells Fargo branch nearby. It's no longer, well, it was a Wells Fargo branch, and then Wells Fargo, it looks like, decided to open up another building right next to it and then move the branch over. Now that location is some kind of hip, chic coffee place, something like that. But that is very, very haunted as well. What else is nearby? I haven't heard of Lake Travis being haunted, which is, you'll see here in a minute. We're going to be coming up on the bridge over Lake Travis, or Lady Bird Lake, sorry. I forget what it's called these days. There was like a big ruckus. Like it used to be known as one name, but then it changed to another name. But then everyone that liked the old name, I think it was called Lady Bird Lake, and now it's Lake Travis. Lady Bird being, again, tied to President Johnson. Remember I was mentioning a minute ago, that was President Johnson's wife, Lady Bird. And she became a endeared celebrity here in the Austin area. She had a big business too, almost like a little mini empire that she ran over here as well. But yeah, Lake Travis, I haven't heard of any hauntings. Lady Bird Lake, even though people do jump from there, very rare these days now, but people do jump. What else? That's it. Those are the ones that stand out. So right now we are at the thick of the central Austin area. Probably around here is it. Like you can take this exit if you want towards the right, and it'll take you to central Austin. You can take the other exit I was mentioning, and it'll take you to there as well. It's a big central Texas or central Austin area. They go by streets, almost like New York does when it comes to the numerical streets, like 35th Street, 45th Street, and so on. That's what Austin has as well. So it encompasses a very large region. So if you do move here to Austin and you happen to have remote work, lucky you, this is essentially what you'll be avoiding. But if you do move here and you will work on site, then this is what you'll face: wall-to-wall traffic. Good news is it's flowing, but it's still somewhat in a precarious place. I'm surprised too, on the left, that toll road, these little sticks are the only things that are holding someone from jumping in and out. I'm wondering, like, if there were originally plans to build more of a wall, because it seems like somebody could just do it and then break through, and then other people would break through, and so on. Makes me wonder, because there are cameras eventually at the front, if their license plate will actually, when it's captured, still be charged or not. Obviously, I don't recommend that, so this is not advising for it. So it looks like the video is, I'm going to cut it off here in a few minutes. I'm going to probably title this Streets and Sights of Austin Traffic, something along those lines, because what essentially you see here is going to run up for several miles. But I'm hoping that we'll get to Lake Travis, Lady Bird Lake, here in just a minute, and that way I get to show you guys that stuff. Enfield Road, that's the road that leads over to one of those locations, the haunted locations I was mentioning earlier. There's several ways to get to those locations. This one also does it as well. Dodge Chargers. Man, we see a bunch of those here in Austin. Let me know in the comments. Do y'all have a lot of Dodge Chargers around as well? We see a lot of those here, and also Teslas. Lots of Teslas over here too. You might catch one here in just a minute. It's weird that the traffic stops, because literally it's one straight line. One straight line, no stops, no stoplights, nothing. And it goes on for probably about another good 10 miles. Almost there, guys. Almost there to Lady Bird Lake. If you've been to Austin before and traveled down this Mopac Loop 1 road, let me know too. Post it in the comments. So the reason why it's wall-to-wall traffic, and this is another thing that people don't realize before they move here to Austin. Austin is the largest city in the U.S. with only one highway going through it. That's it. It's insane to think about it, but that's true. Largest city in the U.S., only one highway. It's I-35, which I think I haven't shown yet on here. I'll show it on a future video when I'm traveling through it. But it does have a quote-unquote highway. Closest thing, and that's this, Mopac, which is on the other side of the city. So I-35, Interstate 35 is on the west side. This would be on the east side. Again, if you're heading north. No, my apologies. Opposite way. If you're heading north, It's on the west side. No, I was right. My apologies. It's the way I'm driving right now. It's a little confusing, but yeah. But yeah, this would be on the west side where I'm driving right now. And so people that live south Austin, that travel up north, they got two choices. Either I-35 or, in this case, OPAC, the 1. And so you only have two choices to get through Austin. And whether you're heading south or north, and that's why it gets really congested. You might even be able to see the line, how far it goes up there. And so because of that, that's why all these cars are here, because there's no alternatives to drive. I don't even know what the toll would have been. Let's say I would have taken, if I had to guess, probably around $4 or $5, something like that. I see some cars already that were swerving in and out, but we're all stuck in the same place still. Like I'm passing them and they're passing me. So another lesson here in Austin: don't swerve in and out. You'll just be stuck in the same place. Don't matter. So I'll probably cut this off at right about 20 minutes or so. Let's see if we will get to Ladybird. I promise you it's coming up, guys. What else can I say about Austin? Cesar Chavez Street, you'll see that there. He was a prominent fellow here in Austin, so there was a street named after him. I never even heard of any petition to remove the name, so it's pretty much stayed the same for the longest time. You saw a sign there that said like 5th Street, to give you an example. Those streets, by the way, those numerical streets, like 1st Street, 6th Street, and so on, they start pretty much like right by the point of Lake Travis, and then go up. The further north you go, Austin. But interestingly enough, they don't go south. So south of Lake Travis, it's all regular name streets, nothing numerical. Rollingwood, you see that? Westlake Hills, that area, I may do a drive there later on when I have a chance. That area is super expensive. And then within that area, there's an even more expensive place. You probably never heard of it. It's called Tarrytown. One word. Tarrytown. Tarry. So when I say expensive, it is expensive. We're talking easy, close to $1 million homes at the minimum in that location. It's insane. I would say the low end is barely getting into the high 600,000s, but you're much getting closer to the $1 million homes. And then in Tarrytown, that's a whole different world. $1 million plus. Very affluent. The homes, though, are regular homes. Like, they're not really that large. They're not really the mansions you would expect. It's all about the location. The influence. Tarrytown definitely has a presence. Alright, here we are. Lake Travis, everyone. Well, the bridge that goes over it. I forget which bridge. I don't think it's this one. I think it's the other one on the other side of the lake. That is the one that is infamous for the bats, the Austin bats. And we are now directly over Lake Travis. Lots of people still swim in it. They use canoes as well. I've seen paddle boards used as well. I've seen little mini boats used. I'm looking right now over it. I don't see anybody out. It's probably too damn hot right now outside. And then surrounding Lake Travis, Lady Bird Lake is a trail. Very, very popular trail. Lots of people use that trail. It's used obviously by hikers, joggers, people that just want to casually walk. And ta-da! We are past Lady Bird Lake. So good stuff, everyone. This will be a good place to stop it here. But post it in the comments. This was, if you have experience, in other words, driving by the same area. But this was a nice little streets and sights of Austin, heading from northwest Austin, past central Austin, past Lake Travis, Lady Bird Lake. All right, everyone. Good to talk to y'all again. Take care.